If you are given something right now that you don't know how to manage, you are going to mess it up. Not because you aren't willing. You're just not skilled.
Come on. Devon, I have the average person that watches this show is between the ages of 18 and 34, okay? And so when we look at the stats today, 4 million college students are about to graduate college here within the next couple of months. They won't have a graduation. And they're going into a world to where nearly 26 million people have filed for unemployment because of what's going on. How can we, all of us, and especially these 4 million graduates, use both their faith and works to have peace around the financial plans and goals and visions that they had, especially around these uncertainty times?
Yeah, I think that, even outside of a pandemic or dealing with those challenges, graduating college is an uncertain time, no matter whether or not you have a job lined up or not. I remember, I went to USC, University of Southern California. I majored in business. I minored in film. And I'll never forget when I graduated college, it was an interesting feeling because I was incredibly happy and I already had a job situated, but I was also sad and I felt a little out of place and out of sorts. And here's why. Up until that point, my entire life had been structured by quarters or semesters or summer breaks. That structure was what laid the foundation. And then graduating, all of a sudden that structure was out. So it was an adjustment to get familiar to the unknown of what life was going to be when I no longer had to go to school or had classes or midterms or exams or finals, so on and so forth. So I think that already is inherent in anyone graduating. Now, when you combine, post-pandemic, to your question about faith and works, the critical thing about faith is the evidence of what we don't see, right? And so here's the thing that's critical. A lot of times we're trying to base faith on news, right? Oh, well, the pandemic has hit, 26 million people are unemployed. The industry that I was in, there's no one's hiring. No, stop.
There you go. Yeah.
Stop. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So it's really important if you're going to have faith, you can't allow what you see on the outside to dictate what you're going to believe on the inside. So faith means I know what I'm interested in. I know what I was created to do. I know what I got my degree in. And I believe that there's going to be a position post-graduation in the field that I have spent these number of years studying for. Number one, the works may look like, okay, I'm going to be calm and I'm going to apply for the jobs. I'm going to work my network. I'm going to, be resourceful. I'm going to see what's out there, but I'm not going to allow the headlines to creep into my process. It's really, really important. Because if I had done that, going back to when I graduated, I didn't know anybody in Hollywood. I got my first job as an intern while I was going to school, but then I graduated. I became an assistant at Will Smith's company. And, I didn't know anybody. And people kept telling me, when you graduate, it's really hard to break into the industry and you're not going to be able to make a lot of money and whatever. And that was not my reality. Not that I made a ton of money, but at the time I made enough money for a graduate more than others were making. Why? Because I chose not to believe others' reality for myself. And I put the works behind the faith in order to help chart my course. And so I would encourage anyone right now to do the same thing, pandemic or not. When you look at that scripture you're referencing, it doesn't say, if there's a pandemic, this doesn't work. It doesn't say, if the GDP is down, this scripture no longer applies. It doesn't say that. It just says that faith without works, faith not accompanied by works is dead. So the opposite is that faith with works is alive. You want to keep your career alive, you got to put works behind your faith.
When I look at you, I see success. But then when I look at you, I see hard work before the success. I see I know you as a faith guy. I mean, I follow your journey. I listen to your sermons, and you're very heavy on faith. Speak to that 18 to 34-year-old right now that wants to get into a specific career, but it's not going to be easy. They just graduated. Now on top of, let's say they want to get into the entertainment business, maybe write some movies, maybe own a company one day, become an entrepreneur, start a business. So not only are they dealing with this pandemic right now, but now they also got to deal with, how do I adjust? How do I still have faith to move forward and to go after the things that I was created to do with all this stuff going on?
Yeah, first of all, anyone, who's in that category should be grateful it's not hard. I mean, grateful that it is hard, grateful that it's not easy. I mean, the fact that it's hard is a great sign. Ooh. Because if when you go into the gym, if you're able just to, run on the treadmill, you don't sweat. If you're able to, do the weights and it doesn't feel like anything, then that means you're not growing. That means you're not transforming to who God called you to be. So it's really important that if it's difficult, that's actually going to work for your good. Yeah. Anything worth having, anything worthwhile is going to come with a level of challenge at the level of the difficulty of whatever you're aspiring to do. So, I know everyone's been watching the Last Dance documentary. At the level that Michael wanted to play, that was the challenges that he met, right? Yeah. So the way to win is to not be upset by those challenges, but to say, of course, these challenges are this great because I'm that great. So it's really important to have a mindset of, you don't need to be in anxiety over your gift, like have an ease about your gift, but know the process to bring your gift to the world is going to come with challenges. And those challenges are designed to bring the gift out, not to keep you away from it. And I think that's a critical piece. A lot of times when you're starting out in your career and the degree of difficulty is so high, you can miscalculate like, oh, why is it so hard? And, a quarter life crisis and I'm never going to make it. No, that's so wrong. Absolutely. If it's hard, that means that is going to bring it out of you. Think about a diamond, right? There's no pressure. It can't be created. So you can't be created if there's no pressure. You can't grow if you don't go through something. I mean, I've always wanted to produce. That was my original intent when I started working in Hollywood. I started when I was 18 years old. I didn't become a producer, have running my own company until I was 36.
Wow.
There we go. 18 years.
Wow.
Yes, 18 years of showing up, going to work, being of service, navigating the difficulties of Hollywood, no family, no relation, no people in the business that I knew, started from scratch, from zero. I'm a person of color. There's very few people of color, in entertainment. I'm a man of faith, very few men of faith in entertainment. So you talk about all the strikes that were against me. Yeah. And it took time. And what I will tell you, though, is that once I got the company, I knew what to do with it. And that's the key. It's one thing to want something, but it's another thing to have the skill set to manage it. And I know there's a lot of people that listen to your show and a lot of young people that are aspiring. Here's what I know. If you are given something right now that you don't know how to manage, you are going to mess it up. Not because you aren't willing. You're just not skilled.
Come on.
It has nothing to do with the will. It has everything to do with the skill. And too often we just think our will is the thing that we got to focus on and the skills will come.
Yeah.
In my experience, it's that skill that helps support the will. And you can only get that skill through time, through experience, and through challenges.